Happy Thursday, everyone. Oh, actually, I just remembered. This isn't just any ordinary Thursday. It's Holy Thursday. Holy Thursday! No, I'm only kidding. For those of you who don't know, Holy Thursday was essentially, you don't need to know the whole story, especially if you're not very religious and therefore don't care. But today was supposed to be the day that Jesus had the iconic Last Supper, which, fun fact, was actually a Passover Seder. Yeah, people tend to forget that Christianity and Judaism are very much two sides of the same coin. And that right there is even further proof as to why. There was also the classic Jesus Christ was a Jewish person himself, but, why else would he be celebrating Passover Seder? So it's Holy Thursday, and I have a low and high acts of kindness to do. Let's see. So I guess my low is I did kind of have this coming. We're all watching TV, right? And I'm drinking water in water bottle. And we're watching TV. So actually we're watching The Masked Singer. And all of a sudden, my side is starting to feel cool and damp. What happened? It turns out I just realized I was actually holding on to my bottle cap. So I totally just spilled my water. And I might have tried leaving before anyone noticed. My mom totally noticed. Oh, did I get an earful for that? Yeah, I should have owned it. I totally should have owned it. That's on me. Hopefully, honestly, at this point, the only way I can for sure redeem myself is because my mom was watching my nephews today. If my mom were to bring my nephews over to her house, I could totally find a way to redeem myself by, helping her, take care of them, which I would totally do, by the way. So yeah, not exactly the smartest thing I've ever done. I'll give you that. But my high was everything else that happened. We got a new episode of The Masked Singer. My mom made chicken Marengo for dinner, which was awesome. It's not very often she makes chicken Marengo. I would say it's probably the second most frequently made slow cooker recipe or crock pot recipe that our household has. For those of you who don't know, chicken Marengo, the way my mom is always made, because she actually got it from, well, technically her stepmom, but we still refer to her as grandma. Anyway, it's chicken that you put in the crock pot, and you put it with onions and garlic. The onions and garlic really make it for me. And you put in 1 can of cream of mushroom soup and 1 can of I think it's just tomato soup. Or is it cream of tomato soup? Well, the condensed tomato soup from a can. Do that. And you don't rinse the cans. That's the secret. You do not rinse the cans. It makes you're gonna get lots of moisture from the onions and the garlic and the chicken. So, does garlic really have much moisture? I suppose technically it does, but it's never really spoken of a lot, So, that's the thing. Where was I? So, whenever we have chicken Marengo, my mom will make it with rice, because, the rice absorbs all that sauce, and a nice, light, cool salad. Because chicken Marengo is hot. The crock pot was essentially set on and warm. But fun fact about rice, when you freshly make rice, it's hot. It's real hot. Like, there's a reason why, whenever Chinese restaurants are trying to make fried rice and they want to have the rice be cooled so they can make it, they just spread it out on a big sheet and just let it steam out or whatever. Service area. I actually learned that logic from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson is the man. Which begs the question why we simply don't call him Neil the Man Tyson. But, semantics. So the Masked Singer was on last night, and it was WB movie night. Which I never really thought you could actually get a theme from essentially a movie night. But it's Warner Brothers. They're right now celebrating 100 years of filmmaking. They have been making movies for that long. Many Oscar-worthy films, many cult classic films, or maybe films that you just sit down and watch as a family or friends and have a good time. What can I say, man? It's Warner Brothers. In fact, the doll started off with a song from easily the most recent major Warner Brothers movie, Elvis. Yes, the movie that was just nominated for an Oscar. The movie where Austin Butler played Elvis himself. That Elvis. And he did Jailhouse Rock by Elvis. Personally, if I was doing an Elvis song, I would do either Burn in Love, or if I really wanted to tug at the emotional heartstrings, I would do If I Can Dream. Seriously, after Agent Elvis came on, I listened to some of Elvis's music for the first time, legitimately. And there was this one promotion for the show where they did If I Can Dream while showing clips from the show. And maybe it was just for how good the animation was, or how powerful the message of that song is. But it got me to tears, man. So, If I Can Dream, perfect. Great song to do. But Jailhouse Rock by Elvis, very good song. I have no problems with that song. Jailhouse Rock is a great song. I'll never forget the first time I heard Jailhouse Rock. It was actually my senior year of high school when I was in the fall production of Smokey Joe's Cafe. And when Jailhouse Rock happens to be, I guess it was sort of ad-lubbed in, I guess. But a lot of the cast members, including myself, got to dance with members of the audience to that song. Which, yeah, Jailhouse Rock. Alright. That's cool. So, the next person who came on was the Dandelion. And again, this is Warner Brothers movie night, so they're going to be doing songs from movies. And needless to say, there is a whole slew of movies to choose from that has iconic music that you can sing in. Absolutely. But never did I ever think anyone was ever going to do Over the Rainbow by Julie Garland from The Wizard of Oz. My father's a huge Wizard of Oz fan, and I'm a big Wizard of Oz. I mean, there's one friend of mine I think trumps everyone I know who is a Wizard of Oz fan. You know who you are. And for me, I can't tell you how much my father has ever put, if I only had a brain, a heart, the noise. He would always tell me how the Wicked Witch of the West always scared him. What else? Not to mention, in 4th grade, our teacher read the book to us. Which, fun fact, the slippers that Dorothy wears in the book are silver, where if you ever see The Wizard of Oz, the ruby slippers are the red. Which, I know silver and red go together, but it never really occurred to me Like, why would you make that difference? And personally, I think The Wizard of Oz was their very first true experience into making a movie that had legit color. And they really want everything to pop. And, I mean, yeah, silver can be very shiny. But, you know, get like bright red slippers and encrust them with, you know, little bedazzled rubies. That'll work. That'll totally work. So, thank you, Dandelion, for bringing me back to a more simple time. And then you have the Mantis, who did Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger, which was featured in Risky Business. Honestly, the only missed opportunity I saw was if I was on The Masked Singer and I was gonna do that song, and keep in mind I would make sure I'm in a costume that this would actually work in. I would do that one. I would do the iconic like slide like I would do that, right? But yeah, you know what? I've never actually seen Risky Business. I haven't. Oh, trust me, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I should get to them though. But someone had to get eliminated first before we had the Battle Royale. And it was the doll. I kind of suspected as much, but when it turned out to be who it was, my heart melted. It was Dee Snider from the lead singer from Twisted Sister. Now, Dee Snider has actually has been guest many times on the show. So that's already a plus. But for me, Twisted Sister is always going to have a very special place in my heart. Much like the movies that I've been talking about for this episode. I mean, no, I haven't seen Risky Business, but I've seen the because that's been parodied thousands of times. Anyway, so Twisted Sister will always have a special place in my heart for me. Because Twisted Sister was the very first band that I listened to in which it never occurred to me, because for many years, I really was never much of a workout warrior until I started incorporating listening to music, because music really does get you pumped up to do the next thing, like let's go, let's do it. I'm running on the treadmill in Horseheads High School's weight room, right? And keep in mind, I heard a parody of the song from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which I still recommend, by the way. I really should do a movies on both the first two SpongeBob movies, because I did see those. Anyway, running on the treadmill, things are starting to come hard on me. You know, the music is playing, but then it stops, and then it comes on. I wanna rock, and then it got me going again, man. It was awesome. And, you know, I must have heard We're Not Gonna Take It like hundreds of times in the weight room too. And I like that song. I like that song more because it's by the same people that did I Wanna Rock. I mean, it's such a great song. I mean, Twisted Sister really is a great band and it never gets the love it deserves. So, if you guys are ever in the mood to listen to music, give Twisted Sister a treat. Give Twisted Sister a chance. You won't be disappointed. So, Nicole Scherzinger does this little monologue about the movies coming out, and then Ken walks up. Which, by the way, I love that all the judges were dressed as like Warner Brothers movie characters, with Ken Jeong dressed as his iconic character from the Hangover trilogy himself, Mr. Chow. It was awesome. It was, you know what? I know I literally just did a movies on the Hangover trilogy, and I mentioned how, like, I mean, I don't think I really, I mean, it was kind of implied that I was kind of getting a little sick and tired from Mr. Chow. Like, it was time to retire the character. I'm glad they brought him back. Like, if you're gonna bring a character back, if you're gonna bring a character like Mr. Chow back, do it for this. This was definitely needed, for sure. So we get to the Battle Royale, and here's the thing. I know this song. I like this song. I must have heard the song many times in my life. They did I've Got a Golden Ticket from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And honestly, when I think of Battle Royale, there's so many other songs from Warner Brothers movies you could probably do. I Got a Golden Ticket doesn't necessarily scream like Battle Royale to me, you know? Oh, don't get me wrong, it was a great song. And the Dandelion performed beautifully, which is why she won. But the Mantis, he completely changed styles. Like, is the Mantis gonna win this? I mean, no, but they did keep him. He didn't get to be unmasked. It was great. So this was a great episode. This was a fantastic episode of The Masked Singer. I mean, it's such a shame. COVID legit ruined, like, my desire to really go to the movies anymore. Plus, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like I've been spending my time wasted. You know, the entire pandemic, which I can still I can still say we are in, you know, I've done everything I can to spend time with family. Because family really does mean a lot to me. I mean, you know, especially my mom and dad, which kind of makes me feel even worse about the fact that I made my mom mad last night. Oops. So, if it wasn't for my mom and dad, I wouldn't know what the movies are. I mean, I've been dealing with movies my whole life, whether I realize it or not. Granted, I would say that I was probably exposed more to Disney than Warner Brothers, but Warner Brothers always have a special place in my heart. I mean, sometimes their marketing can be really shoddy. I mean, Batman Mask of the Phantasm and the Iron Giant, anyone? So, there's always, I mean, they've been around for 100 years. You're going to have some hit and miss. But that's the point of being a company. Not everything's going to be perfect. But I tell you what, the Warner Brothers has always done a great job of, you know, doing their very best whenever they can. And we can't really fault them for that. I hope y'all liked this video. If you did, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all you guys watching my show today. And we'll have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Happy Holy Thursday, everyone. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, let me know. Everybody, take care. Make good choices. 607 all day, baby.